Part II of Ajax by Sophocles. Translated by Lewis Campbell, 1830 1908. This Librivox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Expatriate in Bangor, Maine. Part II. Ajax. Ay me! Could human thought have prophesied My name would thus give echo to mine ill? Ay, now for Aias, doubly, trebly said, Sorts all too well to mark my misery, Whose father from this land of Troy, As noblest of all the host, Carrying the fairest prize, came girt about with glory to his home. But I his son, not less of might than he, Nor poorer in the achievements of my hand, To this same region following in my prime, Am scouted by the Achaeans and destroyed. Yet know I one thing well: had Peleus' child, Living, adjudged his armour as a meed Of well tried bravery, no hand save mine Had grasped it, but the Atreidae With mean craft conveyed his heirloom to a wit proud knave, Whilst Aias' peerless prowess was despised. And had not this mine eye and mind distraught Glanced from my purpose, ne'er again Had they perverted judgment, but the invincible Stern daughter of the Highest, with baneful eye, Even as mine arm descended, baffled me, And hurled upon my soul a frenzied plague, To stain my hand with these dumb victims' blood. And those mine enemies exult in safety, Not with my will, but where a God misguides, Strong arms are thwarted, and the weakling lives. Now what remains? Heaven hates me, 'tis too clear. The Grecian host abhor me. Troy with all this country round our camp is my sworn foe. Shall I, across the Aegean sailing home, Leave these Atreidae and their fleet forlorn? How shall I dare to front my father's eye? How will he once endure to look on me, Denuded of the prize of high renown, Whose coronal stood sparkling on his brow? No, 'twere too dreadful. Then shall I advance Before the Trojan battlements, and there In single conflict doing valiantly Last die upon their spears. Nay, for by this I might perchance make Atreus' offspring glad. That may not be imagined. I must find Some act, to let my grey haired father feel No heartless recreant once called him sire. Shame on the wight, who, when beset with ill, Cares to live on in misery unrelieved. Can hour outlasting hour make less or more Of death? Whereby then can it furnish joy? That mortal weighs for nothing worth with me, Whom hope can comfort with her fruitless fire. Honour in life or honour in the grave Befits the noble heart. You hear my will. Chorus. From thine own spirit, Aias, all may tell. That utterance came, and none have prompted thee. Yet stay thy hurrying thought, and by thy friends Be ruled, to loose this burden from thy mind. Tec. O my great master, heaviest of all woe Is theirs whose life is crushed beyond recall. I, born of one the mightiest of the free And wealthiest in the Phrygian land, am now A captive. So Heaven willed, and thy strong arm Determined. Therefore, since the hour that made my being one With thine, I breathe for thee. And I beseech thee by the sacred fire Of home, and by the sweetness of the night, When from my captor thou becamest my friend, Leave me not guardless to the unworthy touch And cruel taunting of thine enemies. For, shouldst thou die and leave us, then shall I, Borne off by Argive violence with thy boy, Eat from that day the bread of slavery. And some one of our lords shall smite me there With galling speech. Behold the concubine Of Ajax, first of all the Greeks for might, How envied once, warned with what service now. So will they speak, and while my quailing heart Shall sink beneath its burden, clouds of shame Will dim thy glory and degrade thy race. Oh, think but of thy father, left to pine In doleful age, and let thy mother's grief, Who, long bowed down with many a careful year, Prays oftentimes thou mayst return alive, O'erawe thee. Yea, and pity thine own son, Unsheltered in his boyhood, reft of thee, With bitter foes to tend his orphanhood. Think, O my lord, what sorrow in thy death Thou send'st on him and me. For I have nought to lean to but thy life. My fatherland thy spear hath ruined. Fate, not thou, hath sent My sire and mother to the home of death. What wealth have I to comfort me for thee? What land of refuge? Thou art all my stay. Oh, of me too take thought. Shall men have joy And not remember? or shall kindness fade? Say, can the mind be noble, where the stream Of gratitude is withered from the spring? Chorus. Ajax, I would thy heart were touched like mine With pity, then her words would win thy praise. Ai. My praise she shall not miss, if she perform My bidding with firm heart, and fail not here. Tec. Dear Aias, I will fail in nought thou bidst me. Ai. Bring me my boy, that I may see his face. Tec. Oh, in my terror I conveyed him hence. Ai. Clear of this mischief, mean'st thou, or for what? Tec. Lest he might run to thee, poor child, and die. Ai. That issue had been worthy of my fate. Tec. But I kept watch to fence his life from harm. Ai. Was wisely done. I praise thy foresight there. Tec. Well, since 'tis so, how can I help thee now? Ai. Give me to speak to him, and see him near. Tec. He stands close by with servants watching him. Ai. Then why doth he not come, but still delay? Tec. Boy, father calls for thee. Come, lead him hither, whichever of you holds him by the hand. Ai. Moves he? Or do thine accents idly fall? Tec. See, where thy people bring him to thine eye. Ai. Lift him to me, lift him. He will not fear At sight of this fresh havoc of the sword, If by a true descent he is my son. Like some young colt he must be trained and taught To run fierce courses with his warrior sire. Be luckier than thy father, boy. But else be like him, and thy life will not be low. One thing even now I envy thee, that none Of all this misery pierces to thy mind. For life is sweetest in the void of sense, Ere thou know joy or sorrow. But when this hath found thee, make thy father's enemies Feel the great parent in the valiant child. Meantime grow on in tender youthfulness, Nursed by light breezes, gladdening this thy mother. No Greek shall trample thee with brutal harm. That I know well, though I shall not be near. So stout a warder to protect thy life I leave in Teucer. He'll not fail, though now He follow far the chase upon his foes. My trusty warriors, people of the sea, To you I give this charge no less, and tell To him my message, that he take this boy Home to my fatherland, and make him known To Telamon, and Eriboea too, My mother. Let him tend them in their age. And for mine armour, let not that be made The award of Grecian umpires, or of him Who ruined me. But thou, named of the shield, Eurysakes, hold mine, The unpierceable seven‐hided buckler, And by the well‐stitched thong grasp firm and wield it mightily. The rest shall lie where I am buried. Take him now, quickly, and close the door. No tears! What? Weep before the tent? How women crave for pity! Make fast, I say! No wise physician dreams With droning charms to salve a desperate sore. Chorus. There sounds a vehement ardour in thy words That likes me not. I fear thy sharpened tongue. Tec. Aias, my lord, what act is in thy mind? Ai. Inquire not, question not. Be wise, thou'rt best. Tec. How my heart sinks! Oh, by thy child, by Heaven, I pray thee on my knees, forsake us not. Ai. Thou troublest me. What? Know'st thou not that Heaven Hath ceased to be my debtor from to day? Tec. Hush! Speak not so. Ai. Speak thou to those that hear. Tec. Will you not hear me? Ai. Canst thou not be still? Tec. My fears, my fears! Ai. (to the attendants). Come, shut me in, I say. Tec. Oh, yet be softened! Ai. 'Tis a foolish hope, if thou deem'st now To mould me to thy will. [Aias is withdrawn. Exit Tecmessa. Chorus. Strophe I. Island of glory, whom the glowing eyes Of all the wondering world immortalize, Thou, Salamis, art planted evermore Happy amid the wandering billows' roar. While I, ah woe the while, this weary time By the green wold, where flocks from Ida stray, Lie worn with countless hours of wasted prime, Hoping, ah, cheerless hope, to win my way Where Hades' horrid gloom shall hide me from the day. Antistrophe I. Ajax is with me, yea, but crouching low Where heaven‐sent madness haunts his overthrow, Beyond my cure or tendance, woeful plight, Whom thou erewhile, to head the impetuous fight, Sent'st forth, thy conquering champion. Now he feeds his spirit on lone paths, and on us brings Deep sorrow, and all his former peerless deeds Of prowess fall like unremembered things From Atreus' loveless brood, this caitiff brace of kings. Strophe II. Ah, when his mother, full of days and bowed With hoary eld, shall hear his ruined mind, How will she mourn aloud! Not like the warbler of the dale, The bird of piteous wail, But in shrill strains far borne upon the wind, While on the withered breast and thin white hair Falls the resounding blow, the rending of despair. Antistrophe II. Best hid in death were he whom madness drives Remediless, if through his father's race, Born to the noblest place Among the war‐worn Greeks, he lives by his own light no more, Self‐alien from the self he knew before. O hapless sire, what woe thine ear shall wound! One that of all thy line no life save this hath found. Enter Ajax with a bright sword, and Tecmessa severally. Ai. What change will never terminable time Not heave to light, what hide not from the day? What chance shall win men's marvel, mightiest oaths Fall frustrate, and the steely tempered will? Ay, and even mine, that stood so diamond keen, Like iron lately dipped, droops now disedged And weakened by this woman, whom to leave A widow with her orphan to my foes Dulls me with pity. I will go to the baths and meadows near the cliff, And purging there my dark pollution, I will screen my soul from reach of Pallas' grievous wrath. I will find some place untrodden, and digging of the soil Where none shall see, will bury this my sword, Weapon of hate, for death and night to hold Evermore underground. For since my hand had this from Hector mine arch enemy, No kindness have I known from Argive men. So true that saying of the bygone world, A foe's gift is no gift, and brings no good. Well, we will learn of time. Henceforth I'll bow To heavenly ordinance, and give homage Due to Atreus' sons. Who rules must be obeyed. Since nought so fierce and terrible But yields place to authority. Wild winter's snows make way for bounteous summer's flowery tread, And night's sad orb retires for lightsome day. With his white steeds to illumine the glad sky, The furious storm blast leaves the groaning sea Gently to rest. Yea, the all subduer Sleep Frees whom he binds, nor holds enchained for aye. And shall not men be taught the temperate will? Yea, for I know now surely that my foe Must be so hated, as being like enough To prove a friend hereafter. And my friend With friendship I will so far serve, as one Not always to be with me. Men have found but treacherous harbour in companionship. Our ending then is peaceful. Thou, my girl, Go in and pray the Gods my heart's desire Be all fulfilled. My comrades join her here, Honouring my wishes. And if Teucer come, Bid him toward us be mindful, kind toward you. I must go, whither I must go. Do ye but keep my word, and ye may learn, Though now be my dark hour, that all with me is well. [Exit towards the country. Tecmessa retires. Chorus. Strophe. A shudder of love thrills through me, joy I soar. O Pan, wild Pan! [They dance. Come from Cyllene hoar, come from the snowdrift, the rock ridge, the glen. Leaving the mountain bare, fleet through the salt sea air, Mover of dances to Gods and to men. Whirl me in Cnossian way, thrid me the Nysian maze. Come, while the joy of the dance is my care. Thou too, Apollo, come bright from thy Delian home, Bringer of day, fly o'er the southward main, Here in our hearts to reign, Love to repose there, and kindly to stay. Antistrophe. Horror is past, our eyes have rest from pain, O Lord of Heaven! [They dance. Now blithesome day again Purely may smile on our swift sailing fleet. Since all his woe forgot, Ajax now faileth not Aught that of prayer and heaven worship is meet. Time bringeth mighty aid. Naught but in time doth fade. Nothing shall move me, as strange to my thought. Ajax our lord hath now Cleared his wrath-burdened brow, long our despair. Ceased from his angry feud, and with mild heart renewed Peace and goodwill to the high-sceptred pair. Enter Messenger. Messenger. Friends, my first news is Teucer's presence here, Fresh from the Mysian heights, who, as he came Right toward the general's quarter, was assailed With outcry from the Argives in a throng. For when they knew his motion from afar, They swarmed around him, and with shouts of blame From each side, one and all assaulted him, As brother to the man who had gone mad And plotted 'gainst the host, threatening aloud, Spite of his strength, with stones to pound him dead. So far strife ran, that swords unscabbarded Crossed blades, till as it mounted to the height Age interposed with counsel, and it fell. But where is Ajax to receive my word? Tidings are best told to the rightful ear. Chorus. Not in the hut, but just gone forth, preparing New plans to suit his newly altered mind. Messenger. Alas! Too tardy then was he who sped me forth This way, or I too slow a messenger. Chorus. Wherein? What point is lacking for this need? Messenger. Teucer was resolute the man should bide Close held within doors till himself should come. Chorus. Why, sure his going took the happiest turn And wisest, to propitiate Heaven's high wrath. Messenger. The height of folly lives in such discourse, If Calchas have the wisdom of a seer. Chorus. What knows he of our state? What saith he? Tell. Messenger. I can tell only what I heard and saw. Whilst all the chieftains and the Atreidae twain Were seated in a ring, Calchas alone Rose up and left them, and in Teucer's palm Laid his right hand full friendly. Then outspake with strict injunction, by all means in the world To keep beneath yon covert this one day Your hero, and not suffer him to rove, If he would see him any more alive. For through this present light, and ne'er again, Holy Athena, so he said, will drive him before her anger. Such calamitous woe Strikes down the unprofitable growth That mounts beyond his measure and provokes the sky. Thus ever, said the prophet, must he fall Who in man's mould hath thoughts beyond a man. And Ajax, ere he left his father's door, Made foolish answer to his prudent sire. My son, said Telamon, choose victory always, But victory with an aid from heaven. How loftily, how madly he replied: Father, with heavenly help men nothing worth May win success, but I am confident Without the gods to pluck this glory down. So huge the boast he vaunted, and again When holy Pallas urged him with her voice To hurl his deadly spear against the foe, He turned on her with speech of awful sound: Goddess, by other Greeks take thou thy stand. Where I keep rank, the battle ne'er shall break. Such words of pride beyond the mortal scope Have won him Pallas' wrath, unlovely meed. But yet, perchance, so be it he live to day, We with Heaven's succour may restore his peace. Thus far the prophet, when immediately Teucer dispatched me, ere the assembly rose, Bearing to thee this missive to be kept With all thy care. But if my speed be lost, And Calchas' word have power, the man is dead. Chorus. O trouble-tossed Tecmessa, born to woe, Come forth and see what messenger is here. This news bites near the bone, a death to joy. Enter Tecmessa. Tec. Wherefore again, when sorrow's cruel storm Was just abating, break ye my repose? Chorus {pointing to the messenger). Hear what he saith, and how he comes to bring News of our Ajax, that hath torn my heart. Tec. O me! What is it, man? Am I undone? Messenger. Thy case I know not, but of Ajax this, That if he roam abroad, 'tis dangerous. Tec. He is indeed abroad. Oh, tell me quickly. Messenger. 'Tis Teucer's strong command to keep him close Beneath this roof, nor let him range alone. Tec. But where is Teucer, and what means his word? Messenger. Even now at hand, and eager to make known That Ajax, if he thus go forth, must fall. Tec. Alas, my misery! Whence learned he this? Messenger. From Thestor's prophet offspring, who to day Holds forth to Ajax choice of life or death. Tec. Woe's me! O friends, this desolating blow Is falling. Oh, stand forward to prevent! And some bring Teucros with more haste, while some explore the western bays, and others search eastward to find your hero's fatal path. For well I see I am cheated and cast forth from the old favour. Child, what shall I do? [Looking at Eurysakes.] We must not stay. I too will fare along so far as I have power. Come, let us go. Bestir ye! 'Tis no moment to sit still, if we would save him who now speeds to die. Ch. I am ready. Come! Fidelity of foot and swift performance shall approve me true. [Exeunt omnes. The scene changes to a lonely wooded spot. Aias discovered alone. The sacrificer stands prepared, and when more keen, Let me take time for thinking too. This gift of Hector, whom of foreign men I hated most with heart and eyes, is set In hostile Trojan soil, with grinding hone New edged, and here embedded by my care Thus firm, to give me swift and friendly death. Fine instrument, so much for thee! Then first, thou, for 'tis meet, Great Father, give thine aid. For no great gift I sue thee. Send one hither to carry Teucros the ill news, that he may first uplift me Freshly fallen in death upon my bleeding sword, Ere I be spied by some of those who hate me, And be flung to dogs and vultures for an outcast prey. So far I entreat thee, Lord of Heaven. And thou, Hermes, conductor of the shadowy dead, Speed me to rest, and when with this sharp steel I have cleft a sudden passage to my heart, At one swift bound waft me to painless slumber. But most be ye my helpers, awful powers, Who know no blandishments, but still perceive All wicked deeds in the world, strong, swift, and sure, Avenging Furies, understand my wrong. See how my life is ruined, and by whom. Come, raven on Achaean flesh, spare none, Rage through the camp. Last, thou that drivest thy course Up yon steep heaven, thou Sun, when thou behold'st My fatherland, tightening thy golden rein, Report my fall and this my fatal end, To my old sire and the poor soul who tends him. Ah, hapless one, when she shall hear this word, How she will make the city ring with woe! 'Twere from the business idly to condole. To work then and dispatch! O death! O death! Now come and welcome, yet with thee hereafter I shall find close communion where I go. But unto thee, fresh beam of shining day, And thee, thou travelling Sun god, I may speak Now, and no more for ever. O fair light! O sacred fields of Salamis, my home! Thou firm set natal hearth, Athens renowned, And ye her people whom I love! O rivers, brooks, fountains, hear! Yea, even the Trojan plain I now invoke. Kind fosterers, farewell! This one last word from Ajax peals to you. Henceforth my speech will be with souls unseen. [Falls on his sword. Chorus (re-entering severally). Ch. a. Toil upon toil brings toil, and what save trouble have I? Which path have I not tried? And never a place arrests me with its tale. Hark! Lo! again a sound! Ch. b. 'Tis we, the comrades of your good ship's crew. Ch. a. Well, sirs? Ch. b. We have trodden all the westward curve of the bay. Ch. a. Well, have ye found? Ch. b. Troubles enow, but naught to inform our sight. Ch. a. Nor yet along the road that fronts the dawn Is any sign of Ajax to be seen. Strophe. Ch. Who then will tell me, who? What hard sea liver, what toiling fisher in his sleepless quest, What heaven born nymph, what oozy Thracian river Hath seen our wanderer of the tameless breast? Where? Tell me where! 'Tis hard that I, far toiling voyager, Crossed by some evil wind, cannot the haven find, Nor catch his form that flies me. Where? Ah, where? Tec. (behind). Oh, woe is me! Woe, woe! Ch. a. Who cries there from the covert of the grove? Tec. Oh, boundless misery! Ch. b. Steeped in this audible sorrow I behold Tecmessa, poor Fate burdened bride of war. Tec. Friends, I am spoiled, lost, ruined, overthrown. Ch. a. What ails thee now? Tec. See where our Ajax lies, but newly slain, Fallen on his sword concealed within the ground. Chorus. Woe for my hopes of home! Ajax my lord thou hast slain, thy ship companion on the salt sea foam. Alas for us and thee, child of calamity! Tec. So lies our fortune. Well mayst thou complain. Ch. a. Whose hand employed he for the deed of blood? Tec. His own, 'tis manifest. This planted steel, fixed by his hand, gives verdict from his breast. Chorus. Woe for my fault, my loss! Thou hast fallen in blood alone, and not a friend to cross Or guard thee. I, deaf, senseless as a stone, Left all undone. Oh, where then lies the stern Ajax of saddest name, whose purpose none might turn? Tec. No eye shall see him. I will veil him round With this all‐covering mantle, since no heart That loved him could endure to view him there, With ghastly expiration spouting forth From mouth and nostrils, and the deadly wound, The gore of his self‐slaughter. Ah, my lord, What shall I do? What friend will carry thee? Oh, where is Teucer? Timely were his hand. Might he come now to smooth his brother's course. O thou most noble, here ignobly laid! Even enemies, methinks, must mourn thy fate. Antistrophe. Chorus. Ah, 'twas too clear thy firm knit thoughts would fashion, Early or late, an end of boundless woe. Such heaving groans, such bursts of heart bruised passion, Midnight and morn, bewrayed the fire below. The Atreidae might beware. A plenteous fount of pain was opened there What time the strife was set, Wherein the noblest met, Grappling the golden prize that kindled thy despair. Tec. Woe, woe is me! Chorus. Deep sorrow wrings thy soul, I know it well. Tec. Oh, woe, woe, woe! Chorus. Thou mayst prolong thy moan, and be believed, Thou that hast lately lost so true a friend. Tec. Thou mayst imagine 'tis for me to know. Chorus. Ay, ay, 'tis true. Tec. Alas, my child, what slavish tasks and hard We are drifting to! What eyes control our will? Chorus. Ay me! Through thy complaint I hear the wordless blow Of two high throned, who rule without restraint Of pity. Heaven forfend what evil they intend! Tec. The work of Heaven hath brought our life thus low. Chorus. 'Tis a sore burden to be laid on men. Tec. Yet such the mischief Zeus resistless made, Pallas, hath planned to make Odysseus glad. Chorus. O'er that dark featured soul What waves of pride shall roll, What floods of laughter flow, Rudely to greet this madness prompted woe! Alas from him who all things dares endure, And from that lordly pair, who hear and seat them sure. Tec. Ay, let them laugh and revel o'er his fall. Perchance, albeit in life they missed him not, Dead they will cry for him in straits of war. For dullards know not goodness in their hand, Nor prize the jewel till 'tis cast away. To me more bitter than to them 'twas sweet. His death to him was gladsome, for he found The lot he longed for, his self chosen doom. What cause have they to laugh? Heaven, not their crew, Hath glory by his death. Then let Odysseus insult with empty pride. To him and his Ajax is nothing. But to me, he leaves distress and sorrow in his room. Teu. within. Alas, undone! Leader of Chorus. Hush! That was Teucer's cry. Methought I heard his voice salute this object of dire woe. Enter Teucer. End of Part II. Recording by Expatriate in Bangor, Maine.